Hiya, I'm Dot. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my TBR for Sci-Fi September. I've actually never taken part in a readathon before, so what better first readathon to do than Sci-Fi September? Sci-Fi September was created by Sahid of Musaho Books, and there is a bingo board, which I'll put here with the prompts. I'm going to be going through the prompts today and what books I've chosen for each prompt. I don't have a book for every single prompt, but I'm trying to do as many prompts as possible as opposed to bingo. Okay, so we're just going to quickly go through the bingo board so we know what each of the prompts mean. I've got it here in front of me, so just bear with me as I go through them. So first off, we have unpopular or unheard of. That's pretty self-explanatory. Next, we have classic or an older book. It has to be written before 2000. We have non-space, self-explanatory. Time travel, self-explanatory. We also have fantasy elements, so it has to be a sci-fi book with fantasy elements in it. For Global South, it pretty much has to be a book based around somewhere that isn't like the developed continents. Robot AI presence, self-explanatory. We have contemporary with sci-fi. Alien presence, self-explanatory. Queer LGBTI+, self-explanatory. A non-human main character, also self-explanatory. Short story, self-explanatory. For water, the main element in the story has to be water. Popular, hyped, self-explanatory. Steampunk, so it has to be a sci-fi with steampunk elements in it. And for recommended to you, self-explanatory. So they're the prompts. Let's jump into my TBR. So for my TBR, I do have a book for every prompt but two. So if you have recommendations for Global South and water, I am definitely open to them. The first book for Sci-Fi September is One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. That I have knocking off non-space, time travel, contemporary with sci-fi, and queer LGBTI+. I don't believe I need to talk about One Last Stop. I'm pretty sure that the entire book community is quite well aware of One Last Stop, and I'll let you dive into that one yourself. But I'm listening to it currently. I'm about 70% through, loving it. Brilliant book, highly recommended. The next book I'm doing is the Ghost Brigades. This is the sequel to Old Man's War in the Old Man's War series. It is a military space opera. Highly recommend if you're into military space operas. I absolutely love them. So yeah, this is going to be my next book, and that is going to be covering the prompt of unheard of or unpopular. The next book we have is 2001, A Space Odyssey. This is going to be knocking off two prompts of classic and robot or AI presence. I've actually already finished this, 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely love it. It's one of the best books I've ever read. Highly recommend. Next, we have the Aeronauts Winlass. This is a steampunk sci-fi book, which is going to be knocking off the steampunk and fantasy elements prompts. So 2 prompts for this one. This, I don't know much about actually. I am highly fascinated by steampunk stuff. My handle for online gaming and Twitch and YouTube is Aeronaut. If you haven't already realized. I didn't know about this book before I chose my name. So as soon as I was told about this book, I was like, I have to get that. I have to read it. And I'm really excited for it. Next, we have Axon's End by Lindsay Ellis. This is a first contact book. So this is going to be knocking off Alien Presence prompt. Up next, we have Lifelike by Jay Kristoff. This is a book that has a non-human main character, which I will be using for that prompt. I've actually already read this book before a couple of years ago, but I'll be doing it again for this Sci-Fi September. For the short story prompt, I'm going to be doing Stories of Your Life and Others by Ted Chiang. In here, there is a story called Story of Your Life, and for those of you who don't know, that was actually the short story that was used to make the film Arrival, which is one of my most favorite films of all time. So I'm very excited to read the short story for it. For the popular or hyped prompt, I'm going to be doing Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This is a soul survivor story that I've heard nothing but good things about. And for recommended to you, I have Incarceron by Catherine Fisher. I actually don't know much about this one, so I'm going in a bit blind, but my husband recommended it to me and I trust his word. If you've made it this far into the video, please leave the star emoji down below. Anyone, I don't mind, could be the galaxy one as well. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you liked it so I can see you in the next video. Bye!